Welcome, podcast listeners. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You are joined this week on episode number 302, series 3 of the Fret Talk podcast. Yes, that's a new thing. I've just started labeling them as series. My God, it's going to take me a long time to go through the back catalogue. But episode 302, second in the series 3. You are joined by Mr. Josh. Oh my gosh, it is Josh. Say hi, Josh.
Oh my gosh, it's me.
It is you. It is you. I mean, it seems like only days ago since I saw you. Because
I know, it was literally a kind of yesterday, technically.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
I gave you some. I gave you some things, didn't I?
You did. Yeah, I gave you a little something. You gave me a little something. It was.
We're all sharing, all caring here at the Fret Talk.
Indeed. I'm not going to mention exactly what was shared, because that will it will come out eventually in like demos and stuff, like in demos on my channel and potentially demos on the PBOD channel. Not sure I can fit one of them on to the PBOD channel demos, but yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that. When that comes out ish, I don't know. But definitely one of the things that that has featured, it will feature on my next video on PBOD is a sneaky little thing from Marcus Deluxe.
Ooh.
And that is all that I'm saying there. But it is
our boy Marcus.
Indeed. Like his pedal boards. Like he makes these
just top notch.
Yeah, like his craftsmanship, because I think like by trade he's a guy who works with his hands, like does a lot of like handiwork and stuff. But like his craftsmanship is fantastic. He makes these boards brilliantly. But he definitely saw a little corner in the market, didn't he? And he went, you know what? I'm gonna make demo boards for like the kind of guitar demo YouTube space. And you would be hard pressed to watch a guitar video within the last the last 5 years without it featuring a Marcus Deluxe. Like I've seen,
because I mean they're on Andertons everywhere. You see Danish Pete using them. I think Pete Thorne uses them. They are literally just kind of everywhere.
Yeah, and it's mental, isn't it? Like people, you would think, like, how have they managed to get in contact with Marcus to get one of these boards? But it's happened. Like Pete Thorne, you'd think that dude lives over in the States. How is that like a viable option for him to like get one of these Marcus Deluxe ones? But like Andy Guitar Geek's got one as well, I'm pretty sure. Henning's got a couple. So they
were everywhere at the UK Guitar Show, and I mean absolutely everywhere. They were at Bare Knuckle. I remember they were at Bare Knuckle Pickups. They were at Thorpe. They were at Redbeard. I think the Oracle Fidelity Guitars had one there as well.
Yeah.
They were just
even places you wouldn't think, because I mean, like Redbeard, you go, yeah, cool, because their whole thing is that they make pedals. Yeah, sound. But like even the guitar, like the guitar places, like you say, Fidelity, who like their business is like we're making custom guitars, and they've got a Marcus Deluxe on display. It's brilliant. Or even people like, I don't think he had one this time, but I'm sure he's got one. Pedal Patch Phil. Maybe he's selling patch cables, but then like has got this awesome. I know he's got a Schmidt array. Like his board is.
I think he had the Schmidt array at the Guitar Show. I think, from what I can remember.
Yeah, but like stuff like that where you're not even expecting it, and you find a Marcus Deluxe. So yeah, there was like it's one of those things. It's not featured in all of the bits for the next video that I'm doing, but if you look, you will find it, because it's there.
Seek and you shall find.
That's the one, yeah. Right, so we're gonna start off with what we usually do, which is what we've been up to, but we're gonna we're going to mix it up a little bit this week. So we're not going to do it hard and fast. These are all the things that we've been up to, and then we're going to go to the news. Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to intersperse what we've been up to with some news, because in this week of guitar, there have been a lot of signature guitars come out.
Yeah, a cornucopia of signatures.
Yeah, definitely. So rather than just rattling off the specs of all of these different signature guitars and going, that one's too expensive, no, that one's really expensive, this one, yeah. So we're going to kind of intersperse it a little bit.
More signatures in the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you what, let's start off with one of those signatures. Let's start off on a high note, because, like, we should. Right, John 5 and Fender have had a fruitful relationship over the past kind of decade. They've released like standard Fender models. They've released Squire versions. They've released a couple of different iterations of the same guitar, haven't they? Like the John 5.
Yeah, they had like the black and silver one, which is done with like a 3 pickup model one, and then there was like the really big, long, classic style one, and then they brought out the frost gold.
Yeah, the gold one. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, because they had the big
gorgeous
headstock one, didn't they? And then they had but they had the 3 pickup one had the big fatty stock on, didn't it?
Yes.
And did it have like a vintage trem on it as well? Am I?
Yeah, it had like a Bigsby style trem on it.
There you go. So like he's definitely done a thing, hasn't he? He's done a thing with, and like I say, he did the Squire stuff as well. So he's bought some in at those affordable price points. Although, if you try and get one of them these days, like one of the
I did see a frost, because I follow on Reverb some of the John 5 ones, because I do still really want one of the gold model ones, because I think they're really, really nice.
Yeah.
Because I like a Telecaster, I like a T-type, especially if it's got humbuckers as well. I'm even more into that. And the one popped up on Reverb in my daily feed, and I was like, okay, let's have a look at the price. And I know it's a Squire, and I know that they're hard to come by now, but £800 is a bit steep.
Okay, now, like I thought they were getting a bit ridiculous when they were asking 500 for them. I said, like I do like the fact that it's just unabashedly gold, like everything on it is gold, and it's just in your face. Fuck you, I am here. Like kind of aesthetic to it.
John 5, he's like one of my favourite guitarists. I really like how he's got like, crushing metal in, stuff with like Zombie, for example. And then obviously the stuff with Manson as well. And then he's such a great like Spanish flamenco finger picking guitar player as well. The styles that he can do is just incredible. And I love his rig rundowns that he's done on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like how literally every song he does just has a different Telecaster. It's mad. And it was like same with the gold one. Whenever he gets a flight, he buys a second ticket just so he can have the gold one on the flight with him next to him.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, because we've all seen those horror stories, haven't we? We've all seen the horror stories where the baggage handlers are just chuck it, like they see a guitar and they go, yeah, this is fair game, and they just chuck it. You're just like, you absolute bastards. So
that's my pride and joy. That's my work there.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see them do it with like, oh, this is a laptop bag. Yeah, let's fucking yeet it. No, it's just the guitars in it because they want someone's day to go wrong. Not everyone. I'm not saying that all baggage handlers are absolute cunts, but there are like there's video footage of some of them being like that. So it's problematic, and I understand why you'd go, yeah, for the sake of like an extra ticket on a plane. Yeah, I'll do it this way.
I would do the same if I had his money, though. To be fair,
yeah, and I've seen some stuff where he does like banjo rolls and does like really country guitar playing. So he's got some chops as our John 5.
Oh
so
yeah,
let's talk. I mean, we've basically just S'd his D for like 5 minutes. Let's talk about the
yeah,
actual guitar that's coming out. So we got this is called the Ghost Telly. And I don't know if there was any inspiration from the Fender Supreme Stratocaster, but it's like there's parallels, isn't there?
yeah.
There's definitely parallels.
It's similar.
Yeah, so it's like a white, like really brilliant white Telecaster with a. You're saying it's a dyed maple fretboard on that.
Yeah, from what I remember, because when I seen it, because I sent it into our little, Fret Talk Pedal Boards of Doom group, and I was just like, I'm all over this. I'm having a wet dream right now. It's
true.
what I believe, like, usually, like with the Matt Heafy signature, and there was the Brendan Small, like, kind of white signatures. It was phenolic or phenolic. I can't remember how you pronounce it. Fretboards, whereas this, I believe, is actually like maple, but it's actually been dyed white rather than being something that's kind of what's the word I'm
like
looking
a
for?
synthesized material. Like
synthesized material.
Like Rich Light is to ebony.
Yeah,
I get you. So they've done it.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, so it's we're talking a white Telecaster. Is it custom? Is it got the binding on it as well?
Yes, it's got red binding on it, like white and red together. Is just
yeah, that's your jam, that isn't it? So we've got like, the red binding. We've got red pickups in it as well. HH config. I think it's like a mirrored pick guard, is it, or like a steel pick guard?
Yeah, it's a mirrored pick guard. Like all of the the pickups are red, the knob, the binding, the toggle switch. You've got a red cap on. You've got a red kill switch.
Isn't there a red nut on it as well, like a red tusk nut?
Yeah, there's a red tusk nut. The Fender Telecaster logo with the proper headstock as well. It's got red logo on it, and then even like the bushings around the nut on the tuners are like red as well. It's just and the inside of the case is red and the case is white on the outside.
Yeah, they've gone the whole hog with it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that effort. It's not a cheap guitar, is it? It's not cheap.
It's not, but I think it's also kind of a reasonable price as well.
Yeah, I mean it's not the least reasonable priced guitar that we'll be talking about today. So spoilers.
Because it is a normal a gloss urethane finish on it, so you're not getting like nitrous cellulose. The neck, I'm just reading the spec on it now. It is maple, and then it's been glossed over. So I guess you may have some probably concerns if you're playing it a lot. You might wear through that a fair bit, I would say. Your Damasio deactivated pickups.
So, like back in the day, I had it was a Dean. What was it called? A custom zone, and the name would make you think really premium price point. Not at all. It was like the cheapest, most budget guitar that was available.
Oh, was that fucking lime green thing?
Oh, so mine was in purple, like purple body. But then they basically like painted the body and the neck, like the fretboard, the same color. So
because you see the green ones like knocking about, and it just looks so ostentatious.
Neon pink as well was out there. I think they did like a neon yellow as well. But yeah, like for all intents and purposes, they were a really cheap HH guitar. I had it for a while. I set it up myself, and it played really well because I'd set it all up. But it was a really cheap guitar. I bought a set of Damasio pickups. I bought like a super distortion and an Air Norton to put in that guitar. And then when the pickups came, because I bought them from the US, when they came, I thought these pickups are too good for this guitar. So I ended up selling the guitar, but it was mad. I had this weird purple guitar, and like the finish on the fretboard was thick enough that it didn't wear away the time that I had it. And to be fair, the ones that you see on the gear exchange as well, like the lime green ones that you talk about, there's never wear on the fretboard. So, it'll last a while. But yeah, so like it's a bolt-on, like as you would expect for a Telecaster, but it's a bolt-on. The finish is just a standard poly finish, and as interesting as like a painted fretboard is, it is a concern, isn't it? Because you can wear through that. So
yeah,
we've got a few little niggles with this one, even though they have like the rest of the details on it. They've really gone to town with. It's as far as as I'm aware, it's 2,000.
2,600, I think.
I've got 2,859 in dollars, which it's
I would personally pay it. I really like it. Yeah. I would pay that money for it if I had it. I know there's probably some people screaming at their toes now, especially Bimps, and probably going, why on earth would you pay that money for that? Yeah. But I really like it. It just, I mean, I've got guitars that have been burnt, for God's sake. Like when it comes to guitar finishes, I'm not all that fussed. Yeah. But what I would really enjoy about it is over time, it's going to start to get that yellow tinge to it. And I think that would just make it look even more cooler.
Yeah. Especially in a smoky home.
I mean, I don't smoke, but yeah, I would happily smoke just to help age that.
Start taking it up, yeah. I'm doing it for the guitars.
Yeah.
I had a 90s Strat that was from a smoky home, and you could see, like, especially around the neck joint where it's got all the corners, you could see like the yellow intensified around like where it propagates around the corners. Like it smelt gross when I first got it, but that went away, and it was the coolest looking Strat because it was an Olympic white Strat, but it was almost kind of like a buttery yellow. It was beautiful.
Oh
yeah, I loved it. Right, I suppose we've done a little bit of not what we've been up to, but let's do our what we've been up to, Josh. Josh, this week you have released a video on Pedalboards of Doom, haven't you?
I have. We spoke about it. I think it was on Fret Talk 300 when we did our live stream. I did a brief talk about it because I think I filmed it on that week. But yeah, I had my long-awaited video on the Game Changer plasma coil go out. Long and story short of it was I've been wanting it for years, and my fiance bought it me for my birthday. As to which I was like hugely gassed for, and because I wanted this pedal for so long, and yeah, I thought, okay, we'll do a video on did it actually live up to the hype of what I was expecting from it, and it's very quickly become my favourite fuzz pedal. I've spoken a lot about the kind of the Cooper Sonic Germaniac in the fact that it just does fuzz tones that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
But this plasma coil is just the coolest pedal you can ever own.
Yeah.
It just is.
It's got a lightning bolt just shooting through it.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Who doesn't want a pedal that's got like 30,000 volts running through a Xenon pedal? Like you step on it and you actually see lightning like appear. You are making lightning with your guitar.
Yeah, it's that kind
why would you not want anything else?
It's that visceral experience. You know when like all the old boys rock up to a tiny little pub gig with a full stack and try and crank the shit out of it. It's that exact experience, and it like we know why they're doing it because it feels really fucking good to be standing in front of an amp that's so powerful it's flapping your trousers. When you step on that pedal and you see it's creating actual fucking lightning, like yes, I am a god. Yeah.
I am Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, that's
so as a fuzz pedal, it's great because you can drop the gain on the fuzz, and you can get kind of, like ZZ Top style kind of, I guess more like subtle and smooth fuzz.
Yeah.
But then you can crank it and start to get like the really like heavy gated clipping sort of fuzz, which is what I really like. And then, of course, you've got the extra voltage option where you can switch between like octave ups, octave downs, 2 octave down, 1 octave up, 1 up, 1 down sort of modes. And it just goes even crazier then.
Yeah, it's got a real, like, once you're pushing that gain up, it's got a real kind of Velcro-y, like gritty rasp to it, and that's one of the kind of fuzz tones that I really, really get along with.
I must admit, like if you're playing a guitar with low output pickups, like a Strat or something like that, you probably would want to, like, funny enough, go and watch BudgetPedalChap's video on running stacking fuzz, because this would work perfectly for that, because you'd have to run an overdrive into it, I think, with something kind of with a lower output, just to help boost the signal into it a little bit. Because
when I play a hot signal.
Yeah, because when I was playing through it with my Strat, because I was going to I filmed all of it with my main ML1, because that's where I used the full swift the most on it. And I was like, okay, let's play along with the Strat and see what it's like with the Strat, because I hadn't actually played the Strat through it, and I was fighting the fuzz to try and get the signal to come out.
Yeah.
So like, if you're playing that sort of thing, yeah, you'll definitely want to drive the front of it a little bit more.
Even just pushing it with a clean boost, so that you get in the same tone, but like at a higher level, just so that
absolutely,
it's seeing that really hot input. Yeah, cool.
It's just a great pedal. I love it so much.
We've got to give a shout out to the MVP of this whole experience, which is your fiance. She is definitely like solidifying why you put a ring on it.
Yeah, literally wife material. Even if you did Blanco when she was asking for recommendations.
Still, I'm never going to live that down. Never going to live it down. Hey ho.
Hey,
right. Let's do a bit more news. Because we've got some more signature stuff. Dave Mustaine. We've heard of him, haven't we? He's from Megadeth. He did have it, like, he had a little tenure with Dean Guitars before he came. Like, he was with Jackson for years, and then he went to Dean Guitars, and then Gibson came knocking on his door, and he was like, "Fuck yeah, I want a Gibson." So he went with those guys. They sorted out like the custom shop Gibson stuff, but then they also sorted out some Epiphones, and they were the specs and the prices were released on those last week. So look, we'll talk about the specs, because I think the specs are important, aren't they?
Yes.
Right. So I have got it up here. Epiphone Dave Mustaine. So we've got two models. We've got the Flying V Prophecy. Prophecy range has been in the Epiphone lineup for a while. And then we've got the so we've got the custom and the AD-RB, which not entirely sure so it'd be like dark red burst. Is it aged dark red burst? There you go. So
yeah, something like that.
So you got almost like your Flying V custom look, and then like a bit more of a standard. I mean, there's not much of a difference between them, to be fair, but what you do get is a difference in pickups between the two. So the dark, the black version, the ebony metallic black, I think they say this one is, which look, yes, sure, you can get metallic black. So that comes with a pair of what's his face, Dave Mustaine's signature Seymour Duncan pickups, which they're called the Thrash Factor. Of course they are. And then the other one, the Aged Dark Red Burst, comes with a set of Fishman Fluence pickups, which the one with the Fishman one comes with coil splits as well, so you can get you can get the single coil tones as well. So it depends what you want, really. Like, if you want full on, if you're buying a Dave Mustaine Flying V, are you really going to want those Stratty single coil tones?
Yeah, you're buying it for one purpose only, really, aren't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they look fucking metal as shit. You're not going to then go, oh, excuse me, let me just clean this one up. But I suppose they have a few songs that have got like cleaner sections in them, don't they? Maybe I'm just chatting it here. But I mean, I think they look cool. You're not a big fan of the hockey stick headstock, are you?
Well, I like the hockey stick headstock on an Explorer.
Yeah.
But on a V, it just looks awful. I'm sorry, but it does. I really don't like it. I can get by, because I don't think what's helped as well is the body looks like it's shrunk down by like 10% compared to a normal V body. It just looks a little bit more smaller, a little bit more compact.
I think that's probably the headstock. The fact that the headstock kind of leans rather than the straight pointy arrowhead ones that the Vs usually have. It kind of makes it look a bit thinner.
And the headstock is enough to put me off it. I mean, I'm not Dave Mustaine's biggest fan or anything like that, but I don't like the guitar as it is. The spec's okay, like Fishman's or anything like that. Yep, I'm fine with that. I can get with that. But no, just the appearance really puts me off.
Yeah, so I mean, like the rest of the hardware, you've got Epiphone tone lock tunematic, so a tunematic that locks down rather than comes off when you change your strings. That's standard across a lot of the range, I think, is that?
Yeah, I think so, especially in the Epiphone range.
And then you've got the Grover Mini Rotomatic, so it's kind of like part of the course for the Epiphone stuff. This is where it becomes a bit of a problem, isn't it? Because the
price.
Yeah, so the black metallic one, which is the one with the thrash factor pickups in it, is $13.99 US. The aged dark red,
which for an Epiphone.
Yeah. I mean, it's that again, isn't it? It's that, like, if I'm bitching that Fender are releasing a 2,800 quid, look, bolt on neck, poly finished, like Fender for John 5, then you can't then in the same breath go, oh yeah, but these Epiphone Dave Mustaine Flying V's are only like $13.99. I mean, it's the Epiphone, isn't it? It's the Epiphone.
Yeah, I mean, even like I know we're talking a few years ago now, but even like when the Matt Heafy ones came out, they were, I think they were like 800 quid, 900 quid or something like that. And again, they had, EMGs or Fishmans, anything like that in. And
yeah,
it's a lot of money for what it is, especially when you can probably just go out and buy a relatively decent Gibson Flying V for that price, probably maybe even less, and just stick some of his Fishmans in and probably come in with a bit of change.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be getting one new these days, but you could go on the used market and pick up a used Flying V for about $1,000. And look, any of the other accoutrements that you want to change, like if you want to put a set of Fishburns in it and whatnot, then you're coming on well under budget with that, aren't you? It's like, yeah, it's a tough sell. Like Epiphone are really, really reaching high now, aren't they? Like you say, the Heafys for 800 were a bit much. But then again, Fender's been doing this for the past like 2 or 3, 4 years when they did like, oh, this is a made in Mexico Brad Paisley. And that's over the grand mark. And they did that. They did like a Hendrix Monterey Stratocaster, which was $999. And then the Ed O'Brien as well. Again, all Mexican made, all at about the grand mark. So they've been like, all of the companies have been progressively pushing them up. And I know that material costs and like all of that is increased, but not by that much, I don't think.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I understand they want to, of course they want to maximize profits. Like, they're a business, who isn't looking to do that. Again, I totally understand that, but you're starting to kind of now put yourself into an area where you're pricing the majority of the people out of these things. And, let's be honest, people that are going to be looking into an Epiphone are going to be kind of in that, shall we say, like intermediate bracket of where they are in their playing.
Yeah. I mean, that's where they've always sat in, isn't it? It's been like, you might buy an Epiphone. I mean, you could get an Epiphone as a beginner guitar, but you usually, like, you buy your Epiphone Les Paul, your Explorer, your Flying V. You're buying that as your second or third guitar, thinking, like, this is now me, like, taking this shit seriously, and I'm getting something that's a bit better. It's not quite like that pro quality yet, but I could go out and play like a few pub gigs with it, and it looks a bit like the Gibsons that you see all the artists using, and it sounds and plays pretty well. Like, nothing to hugely write home. I mean, some of the early Epiphone, like the Korean ones, like the 90s Korean ones, were actually pretty bang on. But it was always that, okay, I'll make do with the Epi, and then I'll save up eventually, and if I really, really like this guitar, I'll go and buy like the Gibson equivalent. And the line between Gibson and Epiphone now is blurred a bit.
Yeah.
So it's a toughie. Right, I'm going to tell you what I've been up to this week, because we are.
What have you been up to?
About halfway through a podcast. I released a video on a line of pedals that are being released, or have been released. They are out now, exclusively at affordaboardpedals.co.uk. So it's our good friend Simon at JSA. I went down to visit him. It's a good couple of months back now. I mentioned it on the podcast, and we recorded a video for like the upcoming release of the pedal line that he was doing with Affordaboard. We recorded five pedals where Simon basically massive tone wizard and just spoke all about all of the really technical pedally things, the things that I can't tell you about because like I know a few things about pedals. He knows pedals to the nth degree. So he goes through all about like why he's made the headroom like this, like he's made the like a voltage doubler, so it does like plus 18 volt and minus 9 volts, so you get this massive headroom, and goes on all about this stuff. And I get to play them. So
I get lost when people start talking about like transistors and diodes. I'm just like, just tell me how it makes that sound. Oh, and I'm just like, no, you've lost me.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what my role in the pedal demo was. I sat there and played some guitar, and then Simon talked about it, and like interspersed with some of the comments that he's making are like guitar bits that make sense with that. So that's really cool. So we went through the 5 pedals. We had 2 kind of low to medium gain kind of bluesy pedals, 2 mid to kind of mid high gain Marshall-y rap style stuff, and then the tone flexor, which is a fuzz. Potentially the most interesting out of the lot. Not to like diminish the other ones. I mean, because like the low to mid gain drive, the Hot Toddy has been like I featured 2 versions of it on my channel. It's been kind of a mainstay in the JSA catalog for a long time. It's his take on the Timmy, and it's just better. It's just better than the Timmy. There you go. I said it. But yeah, it's it's really cool, really touch responsive, kind of low to mid gain drive. Really, really, really good with single coils. and then it's got a 2-band EQ, much like the Timmer. You've got your treble control and you've got a bass control. And if you roll off the treble control and push the bass, because the bass is pre-clipping, it ends up like blowing the circuit, and you get almost like a weird kind of fuzzy. It's almost like, those like old tones where they had like really crappy little amps, and they would just kick the head in of the amp, that like overload it to like full volume and then push it with a pedal. You get like a really kind of farting bottom end kind of tone. It's
like a Line 6 Spider on insane mode.
not like that at all. Like a little Fender Champ that's been absolutely ragged for its life. And just, you get this kind of farty bottom end, and it's the kind of tone where you're just holding on for dear life because it's so raucous. So you can do that with the like by manipulating the EQ in the wrong way. You got the blues slinger as well, which is Dumble in a Box, kind of blues drivery, but then you've got toggles on it which allow, rather than just having one sweet spot on the tone sweep, it gives you, like, it lets you dial in the sweet spot at all the different gain stages as well. So like the sweet spot that you'd find at a low gain mode on a blues driver might be like really, really different to the sweet spot that you are at a high gain mode. Because with the blues driver, the more gain you put on, the more bottom end comes into the circuit, and you just need to push and push and push that treble control and so the tone control until you're almost maxing it out so that you can get some clarity with it. So he's got the toggle switches that allow you to kind of fine tune that with it. So it gives you a lot more kind of spectrum of tone. Gives you a lot more usability. You've got the JSA 100, which is based on like basically old Marshalls, which is a bit more low gain than you would think, because like the old kind of recorded Marshall tones are not as gainy as you'd think, like the kind of AC/DC stuff and that kind of guitar tone. And the Rat Butt, which is like absolutely no prizes for guessing what that's based on. But it's what the Rat should be in terms of Rats are always like really, really kind of mid-focused and really compressed because they're kicking the head of the LM308 chip in and like forcing it through like a clip-in
things.
Yeah, they're driving the LM308 hard, which is the kind of chip that you find in the like mini Marshall amp. Those little mini portable amps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the kind of same kind of thing. So it's like the chip in and of itself is quite a nice chip to drive, and it gives like a kind of almost like amp like response, and then it pushes that through a clipping stage as well. So you get like towards the top end of a Rat, you get a really fuzzy tone, but there's absolutely no dynamics at all because it's all just been smashed. Like the dynamics are being squashed out because it's forcing like the maximum signal through then another clipping stage. So it's just squashing and squashing and squashing. Whereas the Rat Butt, it's got really, really high headroom. So it gives you all of the gaininess, but whilst also allowing you the dynamics and the control over the tone as well. Because once you start smashing a signal past a certain point, there's very little that you can do with it tone-wise because all the frequencies have already been kind of clipped off. So
yeah, it just becomes a mishmash of just like noise, essentially.
Yeah, you get all of the kind of the middle frequencies, but any of the top end, and to some extent any of the bass end as well gets kind of squished into that middle section. So you get just a really focused mid, like a soup of a tone rather than something that's clear and defined. And that's what I've always found with the Rat is that it's good fun, but it's not my go-to because I want something that you can that will if you play to it, it'll play back to you. So your picking really matters. And there's that. I did say like the tone flexor is the one that I think is the like it's quite an obscure choice. So it's based on like in the 90s Colour Sounds made a tone bender, but rather than using like the germanium transistors, which are difficult to come by, they did it using an op amp. So like
germanium, I've heard of them.
Yeah, so they did it using a chip, basically, because they were readily available and it was more consistent. So Simon's remade that circuit, but rather than doing it with a chip, he's like traced the circuit within the chip and done that with all like bigger components. So you get the theory behind why they used the chip, but you also get like a more open sound because it's not all crammed into a chip, basically. And he could play about with some of the circuit in that way. So you're getting this like really consistent fuzz tone. It's a fuzz that doesn't really matter where it goes in a circuit because it was designed around an op amp rather than the germanium transistors. And because of that, it's not just a fuzz where you've got to crank everything to get the best tone out of it, and then anything, if you like deviate from that, it all sounds a bit wet and shit. This one, it works at all the different gain levels. So if you do set it low, it's kind of like a nice vintage overdrive, and then you're pushing it, and you get that kind of fuzzy bloom to it. It's really like a really cool pedal. I want to try it again. I'm going to see if I can talk to Simon and see if he'll send me out a tone flexor so that I can do a demo of that one on the channel, because I really liked it. So that's my top pick, is that one. I also I'm very briefly this week, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I did a bit of recording for an upcoming pedal boards of doom video, and I started using some other guitars because I've got a guitar rack over here which is just full. It is full to the brim of guitars, and some of them I don't use. I am ashamed to admit it, but I do not use. And one of those is an RGR with a set of Fletcher pickups in it, kind of like PAF, like bright single coily sounding PAFs. They are definitely humbuckers. They definitely sound thicker than a single coil, but they've got the kind of the spirit of a single coil where you've got like real clear high end and defined characteristics in the high end. And I was playing them and I loved them. I really loved them. Yeah. I've turned a little bit of a corner. I've found humbuckers that I enjoy. I know. It's hard to believe.
It's almost like sacrilege.
I know. I know. But we is where we is. So yeah, that, like, I imagine maybe 2 weeks' time that will be featuring on PBOD. Because next week we've got a new host. We've got a new host, and it's really, really exciting. He's such a cool chap. I love him to bits. He's amazing. He's come in and done the job amazingly, and he's going to talk us through the big Space Echo, isn't it? The RE202.
The one I was going to buy, which never did.
That's it. A little bit too shy to reach for the top shelf. Well, he's done that, and he's given us 5 awesome tones with the RE202. But you've got to wait a day. It will be out tomorrow. Do check it out. We've got some more news, Josh. We've got some more news. What we're going to say? What we're going to go for? I reckon we talk about the TC Infinite. TC Infinite Mini.
I think we did a video on that, didn't we?
Well, me and you didn't.
Well,
but
yeah.
For PBOD we did, yeah. So Ollie did a little bit of a video on this one. But we didn't feature it on the podcast because it came at a weird time. Like the news came at a weird time. It came just after the recording of the one podcast. And then our next podcast was really soon afterwards and was a day before the release of the video. So it was an odd one. So we're finally getting around to catch up to it. The TC Infinite, for those who do not know, was a guitar pedal which was already in the TC line, and it's basically, they call it a sample sustainer. So a bit like the Electro Harmonix Freeze, but much more fancy. The original one had a little toggle switch for like latching and momentary mode, where your foot switch either you click it on and then click it off, or you clicked and hold it to keep it on, which makes a lot of sense for a pedal that does like infinite sustainy stuff. It also has got a toggle switch.
Is that the technical term, infinite sustainy stuff?
Yeah, I think if you look in the instruction manual, it does say click and hold for infinite sustainy stuff. So, yeah, I've talked many technical things today, like many technical things. Yeah, infinite sustainy stuff is the thing that we pick up on. Yeah, it also had a flick switch for the reverb as well on the original one. So the mini one is a much more pedal board friendly size. Much like with all of the TC mini pedals, it is mono in, mono out. So if you were considering the Infinite, but you only really needed it in a mono situation, you didn't necessarily need all of the bells and whistles available on the face of the pedal. Perfect opportunity here. So look, much cheaper. It's coming in at like £105 as opposed to, I can't even remember what the other one is. I think it'll probably be about 140-ish.
Something like that, I think, off the top of my head.
There you go. So you save a bit of cash. You don't have the flick switch for the verb. You obviously don't have the flick switch for the type of foot switch control that you use. But you can manipulate those. I think like you change the foot switch mode by like unplugging the power cable, plugging the power cable back in whilst also holding the foot switch, and it changes the foot switch mode. You can change different parameters using tone print as well. So it's got tone print availability on it, which not for everyone. Not everyone wants to fuck with the app and do all that kind of stuff, but it's there and it's available.
I don't get how you would have a tone print sort of thing for that, because I wouldn't say it's a one trick pony, but it does that one thing very well. So it's kind of like, well, why would I need to get a tone print for it? I don't know.
Right. So on the original one, there's the same kind of controls that you've got. Like, so the three controls that you've got on the mini, you've got the decay, the fading, and the level. But then you've also got a rotary switch that selects different modes. So there are like four different modes, and then you've got like 3 tone prints for it. And I assume that rather than having that rotary switch, you just do it all via the app. I don't know what they are changing. Maybe it's like different ramp in, ramp out kind of settings, like being like, rather than being linear, being like logarithmic sweeps and stuff like that. I don't know. And different effects that come along with the sustain as well. Maybe, I don't know. but it gives you options, so it's well worth looking into. If I think Lee did say that if he got enough people commenting on the video, he'd go through some of the tone prints as well. So if you are interested in the inner workings of the Infinite and what else it can do, just go onto that video and drop a comment and just go, yeah, I want to see some tone prints.
More importantly, do that just so Lee has to do a little bit more work.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Like, he doesn't listen to this anyway. He won't know that we're
Do it.
that we're doing like staging a coup. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So the TC Infinite, yeah, definitely check out Lee's video. He's done a really good job with it, I'll be honest. He's done a very good job. So it's well worth watching. We've got 2 more signature guitars, have we? Oh no. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're gonna go off piste here. This is gonna be our last one for the podcast, I think.
We're going to talk about Joe Mama.
Who's Joe Mum? We're going to talk about the Squire Paranormal series because you brought this to the table just before the podcast. So this is my first impression look at them. So we've got 5 by the looks of it. I can see 5. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sure we talked about these at one point, but they're official release now. Okay, so we've got 5 guitars. We've got what looks like a Nashville Telly, but Strat. So it's like a double cut Nashville Telly. We've basically got a Les Paul Jr., but Strat. Like
essentially, yeah, and there's one that almost looks like the typical, like you say, SG, but has got like, you know, the P90s in.
Yeah, like the SG Genius. Yeah. Okay. We've got is that a Bronco bass? Is it a Bronco? It's not a Bronco, is it? Rascal. That's a Rascal. Rascal bass. 2 big, thick, fat humbuckers, small scale. It looks like a guitar that's just been strung up wrong. But it's got some cool...
It does a little bit.
So it's got Sherwood green and like a perloid aged pickguard. Okay, I'm digging that. There's a 12 as well, the 12 Jazzmaster.
Which I kind of like that. I mean, I don't know what I would play on it, I must admit, but I dig it. I really dig it.
I can hear the top end from here just by looking at this picture. It's going to be so sparkly and so jangly. Shit me, it's going to be piercing, that one. But yeah, they come in Lake Placid and Olympic white with a torque guard, which is, that's the best colour combination. The Nashville, what are they calling it? Nashville Stratocaster, of course they are. Custom Nashville Stratocaster. It's got binding. Oi, I think we've found a winner here.
We found something that resonates with our BPC.
Yeah, okay. So we've got a 2-tone sunburst by the looks of it. So like Nashville, just for those who are like need a little bit of a reminder, it's Telecaster neck and bridge, but with a Strat single coil in the center. It's got a Strat, what looks like a Strat neck, so standard Strat heel joint as well, and Strat headstock with a flipped control plate on the telly. So you've got the pickup selector close to where where the jack input is, and then I assume it's volume closest. It doesn't say. It does not say, but either way, you could switch those around easy. Yeah, and like you've got, they call it the Stratosonic, is the really cheeky Gibson like here. It's got a compensated wraparound bridge, which is a little bit of a letdown, but like for me personally, but like those people who are looking for that kind of SG Junior kind of vibe, that would be right up their street. And yeah, and we've got what they call it, an Esquire Deluxe, like a deluxe, like a 72 deluxe Telecaster with so it's got the, I don't know if it is a because I don't think it says, does it? It looks like a wide range, but I don't think it's going to be a wide range like one of the Kunife ones. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. Just give me a sec. But it is like basically a one pickup, 72 custom. I'm gonna have to check that.
Which I would kind of be interested, but again, I don't like the fat headstocks.
Yeah, it just says like the pickup is H. So it's not a thingy, is it? It's not a Kunife. It does say Fender designed wide ranging humbucking, but it's going to be like their kind of faux, like what they had before they had the Kunife wide ranges, is basically it's a bit like a humbucker, but they've kind of voiced it so it sounds a bit brighter. Okay, if you were to have one of these, Josh, if you were forced, because I know they're not necessarily your thing, are they? Any of these really?
Like they all kind of have things like I like about each of them. Like there's like I like aspects of that, I like aspects of that, I like But I think kind of if my hand were to be forced, I would probably go for the FSR baritone. I quite dig that with like the P90 pickups in. It's got a, I like it, mate. I would probably change the pickups in it, I'll be honest, like just for some hotter P90s. But I really like the Paranormal Aztec Gold one as well. I really dig that.
Oh, are you talking from the previous range, where like it was like a Cabronita baritone kind of thing?
Yeah, like I quite like that one. But if we're going essentially for the new ones that are like under pre-order, I'm probably going for the custom Nashville.
Yeah. The Nashville for me as well. I think like I like a triple single coil guitar. I am down to fuck with that the two-tone sunburst.
I've never been a sunburst fan, I must
gold.
admit.
I thought it was a natural finish. No, fuck it. I'm going gold. But I am.
I love the look of that gold one.
I'm buying a black pick guard for it though. I'm not keeping an aged white on it. We're going.
No, I'd have a white perloid one.
No, once you go black pick guard, you never go back pick guard. Yeah. So that's our podcast for this week. We did not mention the Wild Audio Thorax, and you can thank us for that.
Yeah, it's best off if my opinions on that aren't voiced on this podcast.
Yeah. So I tell you what we will do. We'll do it for the page. Oh yes, and Josh, you can let rip. Speaking of page, for as little as $2 a month, you can be part of that exclusive Patreon crew, which are just they're the coolest people. Only $2. Like I actually went and bought a Tesco meal deal this week, and you couldn't even get the drink in a Tesco meal deal for $2 a month. Couldn't even get one Tesco meal deal drink a month. Like $4.50, I think it was, for a meal deal. Shit me.
Jesus.
I know.
Is that with or without the Tesco Club card?
Tesco Club card was $3.90. But even still, $2 a month, what's that, like $1.60-ish? You'd struggle to get the drink. What? Our Patreon backers, like, I will keep you up to date on the the fluctuations on the Tesco meal deal in relation to the Fret Talk podcast. Supporting on Patreon. Right, so our Patreon backers are as follows. We've got Mr. Andrew Bimson of Rising of the Lights. We've got Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, of Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and the Just Surprise Me podcast. Welcome back for the Masters of the Cinematic Universe. They've had a little hiatus. They've come back strong.
I think everybody on this podcast has been on there apart from me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need to talk to them, don't you? We've got Mr. Huge Erection. We've also got our newest Patreon backer who had to sneak in here because he's good friends with Huge Erection. It's Mike Oxlong.
Hey.
And
Sushi
other lies
salsa
that I tell the ladies. We've got Mr. Ben Fletcher. We've got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. I was about to not give him a shout out there, not give his wonderful company a shout out. I do apologise. Fletcher Pickups.
Especially after your little present that you got from him in the week.
Yeah, know your tone. I think that's his slogan. Know your tone, Fletcher Pickups. He made a post this week actually where he was doing 20% off for the bank holiday. So, I mean, it's too late now, but just check the post. There's some fantastic pickups on display. We've also got Mr. Brian Gare of the Tony Jones podcast of Masters of the not Masters of the Cinematic Universe. He's of the Just Surprise Me podcast, the Second Button podcast, and Off the Rails podcast. And we've got Mr. Ross Philpotts. Whoa, yeah. I'm out of practice, aren't I? I need to do this more often. If you want to find me online, you find me at BudgetPedalChap, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube /BudgetPedalChap. And YouTube, of course, is the home to the No Talk All Tone series and the occasional JSA marathon. I think what have we got this week? We've got this one was a bitch to edit. This one, The Warped Dimension by Sonic Egg. It's basically 4 pedals in one. So he's a big, big, beefy boy. But it's well worth watching. Check it out. Josh, where can we find you?
You can find me at the Corona Mortis on Instagram. You can find me at Josh Castle TCM on YouTube. And you can also find me at the Guitar Geeks podcast, where this week we hosted Luke Greck from Chapman Guitars.
From Chapman Guitars, you say?
I do say so.
Oh, I've heard of those guys. Right, yeah. And that will be us for this week. So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from Josh, oh my gosh, it's Josh. It will be a tatty boy. And good night for this week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir.
What do you call a woman that's really good at darts?
What do you call a woman that's really good at darts?
Amy.
Fuck's sake. We're keeping it, but I'm not happy about it.